Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blog. So let's get to it. I say I'm gonna take some time off, y'all. All the cashiers, they was like, somebody stole her truck. It was like you could hear it all throughout the store. This Rox coming to you today with a review for Love and Marriage Detroit, Love and Marriage Huntsville, our book 4, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's get to it, shall we? Guys, top of the blog today is going to be quite politics heavy, so just giving you guys the warning. First story up, we're going to talk about the pardons that all came down yesterday from Ysap. I was telling you guys that I did not realize that, you know, the president is able to pardon at any point in their presidency. I thought it only happened at the end. However, this is now the second time that Ysap has pardoned people. We know that he pardoned a group of, you know, the January 6 rioters, with the exception of maybe about 5 of the rioters, 5 or 6, don't quote me, but for the most part, he pardoned all of the January 6 rioters, okay? But yesterday we found out that he was going through and slashing the sentences of many of his MAGA supporters. That's pretty much what he did. Those that were loyal to him, we know that he rewards them. So I have a list of the names of the people that were pardoned, and we're going to go down the list. Okay. I told you guys on Wednesday that the Chrisleys, the ones that have the reality show, they were pardoned. They were a part of this large group, okay? But in addition to the Chrisleys, and I'm just going to go through a list that I see online. First that we have here is Ross Ulbright. Ross Ulbright is the founder of the Silk Road Dark Web Marketplace, okay? Dark Web, where a lot of illegalities go down. Ysap thought it was fit to let him go. We also have Andrew Zabowski and Terrence Dale Sutton. Okay, and these two were DC Metropolitan Police officers that were in jail for their roles in the death of a 20-year-old by the name of Karen Hilton Brown. We had some anti-abortion activists that he also pardoned. We have some anti-abortion activists that he also pardoned, 23 of them. They were convicted back in 2023. Then we had Rod Blagojevich, okay, who is the former governor to Illinois, and he was convicted in 2011 on corruption. Okay, next we have Brian Kelsey. Brian Kelsey is the Tennessee state senator who pled guilty over attempting to illegally funnel money into his failed campaign. We got Devin Archer. Devin Archer was actually a former business associate of Hunter Biden, and he was convicted in 2022 for defrauding a Native American tribe in a $60 million bond scheme. Okay. We got Trevor Milton. Trevor Milton is the founder of electric vehicle startup Nikola, and he was sentenced to 4 years in prison for fraud. BitMEX co-founders, they had pled guilty to violating the Bank Secrecy Act. Michelle Fiore, she was convicted on 7 counts of relating to wire fraud for stealing $70,000 that she had collected for a memorial for a fallen police officer. However, she never gave the money. She used the money for her own personal reasons. Let her go. Paul Walczak, who is a former nursing home executive. He misappropriated around $10 million from the nursing home and used it for his own personal good. Okay. Scott Jenkins, who was the former sheriff of Culpeper County, Virginia. He was convicted of accepting more than $75,000 in bribes in exchange for appointing individuals as auxiliary deputies. So people were paying for jobs. Todd and Julie Chrisley, we already talked about them. NBA YoungBoy, you guys know him, the rapper. Yes, he was convicted of federal gun charges. He had a plea deal, remember, in Utah and all that was going on. Okay, well, he did pardon him as well. Michael Grimm. Okay, Michael Grimm is a former congressman who stepped down following a conviction for tax fraud. And I think that is the list. Okay. So all of these people were, like I said, MAGA loyalists. They all were. So all of these people, some of them kind of violent crimes, others, having to deal with money, but, all definitely MAGA loyalist. And that seems to be the only thing that's, that seems to be like what you needed to do. If you was definitely kissing his ass, he was going to remember you, and it paid off for them. Now, we also know that Larry Hoover, who is the former Chicago, he was the one who formed the Chicago gang. They ended up commuting his federal sentence. He was serving a life sentence out in Colorado for the crimes of being, involved in gang activity, all the things that entail a gang. He was definitely commuted. So his federal sentence is done, but he's still expected to have to serve out his state sentence, because we don't expect the state, the governor, to also commute his sentence, you guys. So he will still be in jail. However, it's not going to be federal jail from what we understand. So yeah, a lot of people were just like, could not believe that he had let all these people go yesterday. Not surprising, because we know how he does. But, and I know a good day for all those people that was released. But I'm just like, it amazes me that people really support Ysap and all of the fool of fucking niggardry that he does. I mean, the dark web, the guy who was the creator of the dark web, to me, that seems like that's so dangerous. I mean, the dark web is going to go on whether the man is in jail or not. But, why are we going to have you got the one that had the actual original idea back out in them streets. And I don't know what this man is turning this country into. It's going to be interesting after he's gone, what we're left with and what has to be done to try to change it, to get it back to the way it was, child. Or maybe to get it back to a better place. I don't even know. Does it need to go back to the way it was? Or should it get better? Like, child. But, yeah. That's what's going on. Ysap believes that he's God. They've given him that power. And he uses it, child. I mean, I guess I can't be mad, right? If you're the president, why wouldn't you use your power? But if Obama did it, child, we always say that. If Obama did it, we already know. Okay. Oh, and speaking of Obama, did you guys see that the Secret Service that were on duty outside of his Chicago mansion, that they were in a kerfluffle out in the front of the damn mansion, or on the side of the mansion, and child, they ended up scrapping out there. Caught them on video. And apparently one of the women, it was two women. Okay. They said that one of the women had called into like the higher ups and was like, you guys better come do something before I whoop this bitch's ass. Okay. And, like I said, they saw them on video, them out there, they, pushing and shoving and kind of hitting at each other. So needless to say, they have been removed from that post. Let's not be fighting in front of Obama's house. I want to know what the fight was about, though. Okay? Because, sis was serious. She was like, I'm gonna beat this bitch ass. Somebody better come. Okay? Yeah, sometimes it get like that, you guys. What else do we want to talk about while we talking about these here politics? Oh. What y'all doing here?
Special guest star.
What are you doing here?
I gotta get my package. Why aren't you at work?
Because I'm doing my video before work, because I have to go down to downtown Decatur and pick up some stuff for work at 10. So I just
decided you just do
I
whatever
just
you want.
took a little.
You like 60 years old. You just think you just do whatever you want.
Excuse me, I'm not 60. And yes, I just needed to take a little extra time this morning. You got up early just to come get a box?
No, I gotta go get my homegirl from the airport.
Oh.
So the fact that she hasn't got off the train yet, I said I'm gonna come get the box and then just do it.
Oh, okay. All right. Just unlocked. Just a quick break from the boy. Also, you guys, Elon Musk has left the building. They went on and ran that nigga up out of there. Baby, they so sick of Elon Musk. Everybody down there in Washington, D.C. had enough. He had threw the country in chaos when he decided to come in there and slash thousands and thousands of jobs in an effort to cut our $3 trillion deficit. Okay, they said that they were going to cut away all the fat from the government, remember? And Ysap put him as the unofficial in charge person of Doge, okay, which was supposed to be Department of Government Efficiency. I think that's what it stood for. And yeah, you guys know he traumatized and terrorized and laid all these people off. Got rid of so many jobs, maybe jobs that weren't necessarily necessary, but definitely jobs that we needed. We know that the FAA is in fucking shambles every day. It's a plane falling out the sky, all these little planes. We still don't even know what that's about, child. That's a whole nother story for another day. But I mean, he laid out countless people from the federal government, people who have been loyal to these jobs for years and years and years, people who expected to get their paychecks, you know. They got to work one day and they got an email that said, thank you for your services, pretty much. And we won't be needing you anymore. I think right now everything is in, like, people from the federal government are trying to figure out if they are indeed going back to their jobs or have they lost their jobs permanently. Still, my heart goes out to those that work for the federal government, because they have been, this whole year, I'm sure, has been quite a year of uncertainty and, you know, just confusion. So now that Elon Musk is gone, you know, he said that he was quite disappointed in Ysap's big bill. He said that he was quite disappointed he said that he was disappointed in Ysap's big beautiful bill. Okay, that it doesn't quite line up with the things that he thought was going to help our government. Never made sense to me that Elon Musk was there. First of all, he's not even American. He's from South Africa. We already know that whole connection with South Africa. And that fool of fucking niggotry that they got going on over there, trying to tell us that the people over in South Africa, the white folks over in South Africa, are being, that there's genocide going on over the child. Foolishness, right? But anyway, Elon Musk being here, his goal was to cut the deficit. First, he wanted to get it down to 2 trillion. Then he tried to get it down, and then he wanted to get it down to, okay, 1 trillion, because 2 was proven to be quite difficult. And at the end of the day, they had to slash that all the way down to $150 billion. Which is still a lot of money, but 150 billion is really not doing much when you're talking about $3 trillion deficit. Okay, Elon can go somewhere. So what they decided was that Elon can go back to Tesla and SpaceX and get the hell up out of Doge, and that is that. We have not seen hide nor hair of Elon Musk for a while. He's been stressed with, all right, I'll talk to you. He's been stressed with the, you know, all of the attack that's been happening with Tesla. And of course, he still has X or Twitter. And so, yeah, he's going to go back to what's happening over there. And Ysap is now, you know, dealing with, I guess he's going to be working with his vice president that we still don't really see much or hear from much. When he does speak out, you know, he's usually putting his foot in his mouth, child. So, yeah, that's what's happening there. I know the Republicans are actually quite relieved that Elon was out of there, because while they felt like they wanted to support their president, they could not necessarily get with the things that Elon was doing. So now that the big beautiful bill, apparently it is a separate $9.4 billion Doge budget cut package. I guess he just wasn't feeling it, y'all. So you know what? Good riddance. We didn't really need Elon Musk in there anyway, muddying the water. The shit is a mess enough without him. So We ain't gonna miss old Elon. And I guess Elon is probably feeling quite relieved because, child, I'm sure that his stress level has risen too since he got involved with the election here and all, you know, his business being attacked the way that it was. So yeah, go on and handle what you got to do over there, Elon. And we got it over here. Mind your business over there. Okay? So I'm sure you guys saw the video of the French president, Emmanuel Macron. Is that how you say his name? Macron? I don't know. But you guys, Macon. And we saw the video of him and his wife. They were on the presidential plane. And he was about to step out onto the stairs to exit the plane. We could only see him, the president. And then all of a sudden we saw a red arm stretch out and mush him in the face, kind of push him, you know, and he kind of was startled. He kind of pushed back and everything. And then he remembered he was on camera and he looked at the camera and he smiled. He was like, "Hey, y'all, excuse me." I was like, uh-oh, what didn't happen? Who was that? Everybody that was there was like, oh my God, you know, the poor little lady and the man that was there, they was trying not to really pay too much attention because it was already embarrassing enough. And then shortly after that, we saw him step out and we saw his wife, Bridget Macron, step off the plane with him. Okay. So as they were going down the stairs, you know, he kind of held his arm out like this for his wife to catch his arm. She never caught his arm. They walked down the stairs separate from each other. And, of course, that clip went viral. Because how many times do you see a president getting mushed? And definitely you don't see presidents getting mushed by their own damn wife. Okay? So, yes. It definitely went viral. Everybody saw it. I was embarrassed for the man. I mean, how emasculating to be on camera. You supposed to be the strength of the country. And, you know, your wife has mushed you and really kind of made you look bad. So, felt bad for the man, you know, and I was just like, oh shit. Like, I guess she was just like, nigga, don't be playing with me. I don't know what, you know, they never told us what it was about. He was trying to say that, yes, it did happen, but it wasn't that big of a deal, you know, that they were just joking around right before they had to get to the business, that they were in Hanoi, Vietnam for, you know, and it's not that big a deal. You know, everybody got all of these think pieces and they got all these things to say about why his wife mushed him. He was like, it ain't even that big deal. I was just like, well, this is interesting. You know, I started seeing the comments. People were talking about how him and his wife have quite the controversial past because he was actually a student in his wife's drama class. His wife was the drama teacher. When he was 17 years old, he fell in love with his high school drama teacher, okay, who was 24 years his senior. So let me get my calculator because I got it today, baby. I got it today. And we gonna just let's get these numbers together here. So we say, hold on, get the calculator. Okay, so in they say that he's 47 years old right now. Okay, so 47. They got married back in 2007. Okay. So 2007, so 2025, which is today, minus 2007. How many years ago was that? That was 18 years ago. 18 years ago, he was 29 years old. Okay, so they got married when he was 29. Okay, his parents knew that he had fallen in love with this woman. And so they were really trying to get him away from the woman. So they sent him away to college or whatever. But he said that he was going to come back and he was going to marry her. It was his vow, okay, that he was going to marry her. And so, sure enough, he did come back and he married her when he was 29. And she is 24 years older. So she is 53. Okay, so he's 29, she is 53. Now we gonna just go on and add that up. Today she is 71 years old and he is, and today, since she is 24 years older than him, if he is 47, then that makes her 71 years old. So really she's old enough to be his mother. Okay, and people are saying that she actually treats him as if she is his mother, and that is the reason why she hit him in his face, because she, you know, she treats him that way. I don't know the relationship between the two, but I mean, when you gotta, I mean, that story is kind of, I mean, his drama teacher, I'm wondering, like, were they involved with each other back then, or is this a story that he just shared with everybody after the fact? Like, how did everybody even know that he was, like, involved with this woman? Like, were they like trying to go out and shit when he was in high school? Girl, what is going on, child? So yeah, that's what's happening there. So it's more to the story. The man say it ain't no big deal. Y'all get off his back. Everybody trying to make it seem like it's this big thing, and it's nothing, you know. But you never want to see your president being treated that way. Okay, this person is supposed to be the leader of the country. All right, and your wife is up here sticking her fingers in your nose, child. It's terrible. I was so embarrassed for him. And he just smiled. I was like, oh, poor thing. Anyway, you guys, I think that's it for my politics. I think that is it. But yeah, that's pretty much for politics. You guys, let me know what you think about all that. I felt like I had one more thing that I just read before I came out here with Ysap. What was it? I can't remember what it was. I didn't put it in my notes. But anyway, yeah, you guys tell me what you think about all that. We just gonna keep this whole video just being on politics. Okay, so we're gonna cut it here. Okay, y'all let me know what you think, and I'm gonna move on. All right, rock stars, that is that. We do this every single week, so make sure you thumbs up the video, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, rock stars. Bye.